Okay, question number 1. We need to graph f of x is equal absolute, 9 absolute value of x. All right, let's do some table so we can understand what we are going to do. Here. One. Okay. So, here we have x. Let me see, I want to move a little bit further this. Okay, much better. And this one also. Okay, we are ready. So f of x is equal absolute value of x. And here we will get f of x is equal 9 absolute value of x. Let me remind you that the absolute from under absolute value, it's always coming out positive number. If I have absolute value of -3, I'm getting as a +3. If I have absolute value of +3, I'm getting +3. Why is that? Because absolute value is a distance. And distance we measure only positive. If we would measure distance with negative, that means you are driving backwards, right? Let's say. But you don't drive the car backwards. You drive only the ahead. Therefore, it's always going to be positive because it is distance. We never measure distance in negative. Distance measuring in positive. That's why. Therefore, so let me see. I'm going to take, let's say, taking negative value. Next, I'm taking one positive value. I mean 0, and then I will take positive 2, let's say. Okay? Well, let's see what we get. If we have -2, then f of x is going to be +2, correct? So positive will come out. If we have 0, it's going to come out 0. And if we have +2, it's going to come out +2. Let me clean this, positive. Yeah, it's going to come out +2. Which means if here we have our absolute value of x, then 9 absolute value of x is going to be 9 times 2 equal 18. Here 0 times 2, I mean, 9, I'm sorry. 9 times 0, it's going to be 0, and 9 times +2, also, it's going to be 0. From what we see, our y, f of x, is positive. You can take as many negative numbers as you want, because from under absolute value, going to come out positive number, and result going to be positive. Now let me show you. So what do we see? We see that x can be positive, x can be negative, but the y is going to be only positive, yes? So let me show you the graph. Okay, so what do we have here? I'm going to build first absolute value of x. So my x is -2. Let's say this is my -2. 0, and then I have +2. negative 2, 0, and positive 2. What do I have with y? Y is equal positive 2 only, right? No matter what, y is going to be positive 2 right here. So this is going to be this point when x is 0, y is 0, and when x is 2, y is 2. And from here, I'm going to go with dashes. This is going to be absolute value of x. Okay, it didn't come out good. Okay, let me see. That's better. Now, to make it easy on you, once you know that f of x is equal absolute value of x, which means whatever value x is given, same value it's going to be y, only positive. If my x is, let me see, if my x is negative 5, y is going to be 5. If my x is positive 5, y is still going to be 5. I can put negative 6, negative 7, positive 6, positive 7. So it's going to be the same value but positive only. Okay, which means you can take under, but you don't need this table for absolute value of f of x is equal, f of x is equal absolute value of x. You can take 2 points, let's say 1 and 1 here, and negative 1 here, and here is 0, and provide lines. Under 45 degrees, it's going to go right in the middle of the quadrant. Okay, because we are drawing x is equal, y is equal x. All right. Now, let's move to our graph, 9 absolute value of x. So that's going to be, let me clean this. I don't need it, this drafting. So that is going now to be, let me use this one. So when x is equal negative 2, y is equal 18. Okay, let me graph this one. And so we need to get 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so this is going to be our, because we have here 18, we have here 18, so we need that 18. And we have negative 2, and we have positive 2. So if I go up, this is going to be 1 point. So 0, 0, it's going to be next point, and this one is going to be the third point. So the graph is going to look like this, and then another one. Okay, and it has to be symmetric. Oh, looks symmetric. And this is our graph. Next one. F of x, question number 2. We have f of x is equal 3 over 4 absolute value of x. Since we already know the shape, So if you see 9 over at the 9 absolute value of x, if it goes close to y, it's getting shrinking towards y, then 3/4 is going to be stretching, right? Let's see what we have. Um, Building table. First table, first column, second column. Okay, so I'm going to take positive 4, negative 4. Why? Because I have here 3/4, so I want to get rid of fraction. That's why. You can take any point you want. So this is our x. Here we get f of x equal absolute value of x. Here you get f of x equal 3/4 of absolute value of x. Whoever already feel comfortable with working with absolute value, you can skip this f of second one. F of x is equal absolute value x. All right, let's go. So I'm taking negative 4. I'm taking 0. And I'm taking positive 4. So if I take at the negative 4, what do I get? 3/4 times 4. That's mean. 3 times 4 by 4. So 4 and 4 is gone. I'm getting positive 3. Because absolute value, so negative becomes positive. Okay? So when x is 0, absolute value of x is 0, obviously. When x is 4, also absolute value is going to be 3, because 3/4 times 4, so 3. Wait a minute, I'm doing already 3/4. Hold on. Let me move it. There we go. And this will become 4. This will become 4. This is also will become 4, and this will become 0, right? Absolute value. Okay. So now let's graph. So I'm going directly graph this 3/4 of absolute value of x. Because I don't see, you already know how it looks like, so there is not make sense to go over same thing again. Okay, this, and then another one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Everywhere is going to be free. Y is going to be free. Therefore, I'm providing line. This is negative 4. This is 1 point. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is positive 4. This is coming here. Another point. So the graph is going to look like this. And let me see. This is going to be our 3/4 of absolute value of x. Okay? All right, next one. 10x squared. Question number 3. F of x is equal 10x squared. Okay, we are doing graphing. First of all, let me show you how graph x squared looks like. So this will be x squared. Why is it again we have y only positive? Because we have x squared. You take x positive, you take x negative. When you square, you get positive, right? Okay. So let's build now the, we are going to build the table. So Okay. All right. So here we have value of x. Here we get x squared. Here we get 10x squared, right? Okay. Well, let's take it. I'm taking x is equal what? 2. So negative 2, 0, positive 2. So when x is negative 2, x squared going to be positive 4. 0 going to be 0, positive 4. 10x squared is going to be 40. 0, 40. Now wish me good luck to draw 40. Yeah. All right. Let's see how we gonna do. This is my graph. Those are my axis, the x-axis, and here we have y-axis. Okay, so here I'm going to go by 4. Let's say every two the cells I'm going by 4. 4, 8, 12. Well, here it's enough. This is important. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Well, I still am not going to reach 40. Well, maybe I should take 1. I apologize. Let me put 1 to make it easy. Negative 1, positive 1. Then this is going to be positive 1, positive 1. This is going to be 10. This is going to be 10. So 4, 8, 12. If it's 12, that means somewhere here it's going to be my 10. Yes? Okay. So x is equal 1. It's going to be somewhere here, 1, because this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is also going to be 1, negative 1. And when x is 0, 0, and when negative 1, the f of x is 10, this is what is important, these numbers I'm going to place. This is what we are going to get. This is 1 point, and this is coming here, another point. So x squared is going to work like this. Parabola. So negative 1, this is 10. So it's going to be 1 and 10, this point. This point is going to be negative 1 and 10. Okay? This is how we would draw it. And here we get 0, 0. Right here. Okay. Question number 4. G of x is equal 1 over 11 x squared. Okay. So let's see. X squared, 1 over 11x squared. Obviously, I'm going to take value of 11, so it will cancel each other. Yes, I'm taking negative 11, 0, positive 11. So it's going to be 121. 0, again 121. Now when I multiply 1 over 11 times 121, we know that 121 is 11 times 11, so this will be gone by 11, this will be gone 11. I will get positive 11. This is 0, this is also positive 11. Okay, let's build a graph. Let's see how we are going to build this graph. All right, so if I go by 3, three, 6, 9, and 12. Okay, let's go by 2 or 1 even. We can afford 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is negative 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Positive 11. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is positive 11 also, because we have everywhere 11. So the graph is coming. I will have to move this way, because and now this one. Okay, so one point here, 0 is 0, and the other point is here. Okay, look, this is how we did. We have here negative 11, my y will be positive 11. I have positive 11 my x, my y will be positive 11. Okay, so to build the graph, it's gonna be something like this. It's parabola, it's not sharp. Here it has to be smooth turn around. Okay, all right, question number 5. So f of x is equal negative 1/5 of x squared. All right, so let's see. Since I have 1/5, so I'm going to take as a 5, so get cancelled. I'm taking negative 5, 0, positive 5. Okay, since I don't have their okay, let's go x squared and then negative 1/5 x squared. So x squared is going to be 25, 0, 25, because negative 5 squared is going to be 25, positive 5 squared is going to be positive 25. Now when we multiply negative 1/5 times 25, so it's going to be negative 1/5 times 25. This is 1, this is 5, and we are getting negative 5, which means this is 0, this is also going to be negative 5. So what does that mean? Actually, no. So x is negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is negative 5. 0, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 5. Okay, and my y is going to be also negative 5, see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if I come here, this is going to be 1 point here. Another point is going to be 0, 0, because we have here 0 and 0. And the third one will be negative 5 and positive 5. So the coordinate of this one is going to be negative 5, negative 5. For this one, going to be positive 5 and negative 5. So what do we have? We are going to draw the graph. And maybe that's what the graph will look like. Now pay attention. I don't know if you noticed, when here the coefficient of x is positive, my graph is going up. Let's see. We have here positive 10. Graph is going up. On the other hand, here we have negative, right? My graph is going down. So from here you can make one first rule. When coefficient of x squared is positive, parabola gonna go up. If coefficient of x squared is negative, parabola is gonna go down. Okay? All right. Next one. And one more thing. When the coefficient of x, when coefficient of x is a fraction, then the graph is stretching. It's wide. Look here, negative 1, 5. Here we have y over 11. See, it's stretched. It's wide. But on the other end, here we have 10. So it shrinks. It gets close to y. Okay? And the same thing here with absolute value. If it's fraction, coefficient is fraction, then it's widely opening the graph. But when coefficient is a whole number, then the graph is shrinking. Okay? All right, moving to question number 6. Oh no, we need to do some other things. Let's also identify the following things. Determine the transformation that need to be applied to x squared to graph. Okay, practically we need to explain what we are doing. How to draw, I'm going to show you how to draw the graph without this table even. Okay, let me go for it. I wanted to do it at the end, but since the problem required, then we'll do it right now. Not a big deal at all. How to build the graph related to x squared without any table by hand. So to know the shape. For precise values, yes, you will use the table, but other than that, to know the shape, let's say draw, it's going to be like this, or it's going to be like this, or it's going to be, let's say like this, or it's going to be like this. That's what I'm going to show you, how to recognize the shape right away. All right. So, first of all, when we have x squared, right away, we know it's going to be parabola. This is our x squared. Next, we have 1/5. So we know when we have coefficient, that means the graph is going to either shrink or stretch, right? If we have whole number, let's say 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4, then it's going to shrink. But because we have fraction, 1/5, then it's going to stretch, right? It's going to stretch approximately, I'm drawing now. So it's going to be 1/5 of x squared. And because I have negative, I'm going to flip down, which means I'm going to reflect across y-axis. And this is how, which it's going to be symmetric to this 1/5, but it will go down. So, what we can say, for this graph, we are stretching stretching vertically. Yes. For this graph, we are reflecting across the x, which is this blue one, and it is negative 1/5 x squared. Okay, see, we drew the same graph we have here. With the difference, we don't know the points. I'm just showing the general shape. Question number 6. -6 f of x, -6 absolute value of x. All right, we learned already how to will look 6 absolute value of x. So if my x is 1, right? Okay, let me do it real quick here. X absolute value of x, -6 absolute value of x. If my x is 1, my absolute value x is going to be 1. And here will be -6 times 1 will be -6. 0. Okay, let me take -1. -1. Absolute value is going to be still +1. And 1 times -6 still going to be -6. Okay, let's draw the graph. We know how it's going to look like, right? Because coefficient is negative, it's going to reflect across the x. So here is my graph. I'm going to do by hand, so to save time. Okay, this is positive, -1. This is +1. And -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. -6. Distance gonna be equal. So, which means when it's 0, it is 0. So the graph is gonna look like, what color to take? Let me take, okay, this color. So the graph is gonna go down like this. You understand it's going to be symmetric and equal. Okay, and this graph is going to be -6 under the absolute value of x. Moving to question number 7. Now here we are doing, we'll start doing different operations. So we have f of x is equal x minus 4. And we have g of x equal x squared minus x. Okay, find and simplify the expression f plus g of x for -2. The bottom line is we are going to do addition. Two functions we are adding. So f of -2 is equal -2, -4 is equal -6. Okay, g of -2 is equal -2 squared minus -2. We are getting 4 and negative plus 2. We get positive 6. So from here, f plus g of x is equal -6 plus positive 6, and it's equal 0. All right. Next one. F of x is equal to x squared plus 6, and g of x is equal -2x plus 1. This time we need to find f minus g of x. So f of, and with the value of -4. We just might as well put value -4. Okay, so what do we get? F of -4 is equal twice -4 squared plus 6. So I'm plugging -4 right here where x is. And we are getting twice -4 squared is 16 plus 6. 2 times 16 is 32, and plus 6 is 38. Next we are doing g of -4, which means here plugging -4, and we are getting -2 times -4 plus 1. That is equal positive 8 plus 1, and we are getting 9. So f minus g of -4 is equal 38 minus 9 is equal 29. All right? Question number 9. F of x is equal x squared minus 17, and g of x is equal 5 minus x. All right. What we are doing here in this case, f times g of 1. So we need to multiply. So f of 1 is equal 1 squared minus 17. It's going to be -16, yes? Second one, g of 1 is equal 5 minus 1. And we are getting 4. Okay, at the end we need to multiply f times g of 1. That will be -16 times 4. It's going to be -64. And we got the answer. Question number 10. F over g, division for -5. We need to find out. Okay. F of x is equal x squared minus 13, and g of x is equal 8 minus x. All right, so f of x, f of negative 5, it's going to be equal negative 5 squared minus 13. We get 25 minus 13, we get 12. And g of negative 5, it's going to be equal 8 minus negative 5. And we get 8 plus 5 is equal 13, right? Okay, so which means f over g for negative 5 is equal, f of g is 12, f of negative 5 is 12, and g of negative 5 is 13. And here we get answer. Now we need to find out domain. F of x is equal x plus 12. Remember what I said, since everywhere degree 1, then the domain is going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. Accordingly, the range is going to be negative infinity, positive infinity. And very last question. So we need to graph f of x equal x squared minus 6x plus 13. Okay, since this is a little bit a longer explanation how we are going to graph, I'm going to continue this in my next video because I need to do a little bit more of explanation so you can understand what and how. So on my next video I will go over problem number 12. Okay, thank you. See you next video.